My name is Rachel Nguyen, and if you'd glimpsed my life at last summer's family reunion, you'd have seen a woman fraying at the seams, smiling through clenched teeth in the sweltering San Jose backyard. Juggling steaming bowls of pho and trays of spring rolls I'd prepared alone after a grueling workweek, while my siblings lounged under shade trees, laughing and sipping iced tea as if my exhaustion was invisible. Let me pull you into that scorching July afternoon at my older brother Min's sprawling house in the hills, the air thick with the scent of lemongrass, grilled ribs, and the faint hum of Silicon Valley traffic drifting from the freeway below. The day their casual boasts unveiled a betrayal that hit like a financial audit gone catastrophically wrong. Amid the clatter of chopsticks on plastic plates and the lively chatter of relatives switching between Vietnamese and English, my brothers and sisters dismissed my years of handling the family's taxes for free as no big deal, heaping praise on Min's generous loans funded by my own savings they'd siphoned without a word, while casually revealing they'd been double charging me for shared family expenses I'd already paid out of pocket. That shock, sharp as a spreadsheet riddled with errors, flooded me with rage, hurt, and disbelief, but it also kindled a quiet fire within me, transforming me from the overworked family fixer who sacrificed her nights and weekends to a woman who reclaimed her time, her worth, and her voice, one meticulously crafted invoice at a time. I was born Rachel Nguyen in a vibrant San Jose suburb, where the streets pulsed with the aromas of pho restaurants, boba shops, and taco trucks, and the sleek campuses of tech giants loomed in the distance, their glass towers reflecting California's relentless sun. Our family home was a modest split-level ranch with a creaky wooden staircase and a backyard mango tree that dropped ripe fruit like sweet surprises each summer, staining the grass yellow and drawing ants. My parents, immigrants who fled Vietnam after the war, built their American dream with sheer determination, Dad working long shifts on assembly lines at a semiconductor factory, his hands calloused from wiring tiny circuits, coming home to share quiet stories of his childhood village in Hanoi over bowls of noodle soup. Mom, a seamstress in a bustling garment shop downtown, her fingers dancing over fabrics as she mended clothes and taught me to hem pants or patch knees, her voice soft but resolute with lessons on resilience. We weren't wealthy. Dinners were often rice bowls topped with affordable cuts from the Asian market. Holidays meant Lunar New Year feasts cobbled together from Costco bulk buys and homemade bánh chung wrapped in banana leaves. But love was our wealth, warm as the patchwork quilts Mom sewed for chilly Bay Area nights. As the middle child of 5, I was the organizer, the steady hand in a chaotic household, helping Mom with grocery lists at 8, babysitting my younger siblings while tackling algebra homework, earning straight A's to make my parents proud, their eyes lighting up at parent-teacher conferences. "You're our smart one, con guy," Dad would say, his accent thick with pride, his smile wide despite his tired eyes. My older brother Min was the leader, always taking charge of family decisions. My younger siblings, Javier, Lon, and Sophie, were playful and carefree, but I was the glue, mediating sibling fights, helping with school projects, keeping the family's rhythm steady. High school was a relentless grind I embraced, AP classes in math, economics, and literature, plus a part-time job at a local boba shop, blending taro milk teas and bantering with regulars to save every tip for college. I dreamed of a career where numbers could tame the world's chaos, where I could build stability for myself and my family. I attended San Jose State University on a mix of scholarships and student loans, majoring in accounting, drawn to the clean logic of ledgers and the satisfaction of a balance sheet. "You'll always have security," Mom said, hugging me after my graduation, her sewing calluses rough against my shoulders as she beamed with pride. Life after college accelerated. I landed a job at a mid-sized accounting firm in downtown San Jose, crunching numbers for small businesses. My days filled with spreadsheets, tax audits, and client calls that often spilled into evenings. At 28, I married my college sweetheart, Kevin, a cheerful engineer with a knack for fixing anything. But our marriage unraveled after 4 years, irreconcilable differences over starting a family and balancing careers, leaving me a single mom to our daughter, Lana, now 5, with her bright eyes, endless questions, and a laugh that could soften even the grumpiest client. We moved to a compact 2-bedroom apartment in Willow Glen, a quiet San Jose neighborhood with tree-lined streets, where rent devoured half my salary, but it was ours, a cozy space with Lana's crayon drawings taped to the fridge, my work laptop on the kitchen table beside a stack of bills, and a small balcony where we'd watch sunsets over the valley, Lana pointing at clouds shaped like dragons. Single-parent life was a high-wire act with no net. Mornings meant rushing Lana to kindergarten, her tiny backpack bouncing as we raced to the car. Days at the office were a blur of untangling tax codes, soothing frantic clients, or fixing payroll errors for the dental practice I serviced. Evenings were spent cooking quick stir-fries or quesadillas, helping Lana with sight words, and reviewing my own files after her bedtime, the glow of my laptop my only company. Sleep was a luxury, coffee my lifeline, but Lana's hugs and "I love you, Mommy" made every sacrifice worth it. Extended family was a constant presence, Mom and Dad still in the old house, siblings scattered across the Bay Area, but gathering for Tet celebrations, birthdays, and chaotic Sunday dinners. Since college, I'd handled their taxes for free, Mom and Dad's simple retirement returns with pension deductions, Min's complicated business filings for his real estate side gig, Javier's freelance gigs, Lan's retail job W-2s, Sophie's student forms. It started as a favor, "You're the expert, Rach," but became an expectation, a second job I didn't sign up for. Each tax season meant hours of unpaid work, late nights after Lana's bedtime, chasing down receipts they'd forgotten to send or deciphering Min's sloppy expense logs. "You're a lifesaver," Min would say, clapping my back at family dinners, but it was time stolen from reading to Lana or catching my breath. I did it for family, cultural ties ran deep, the Vietnamese value of supporting kin embedded in me, but resentment simmered as my siblings thrived, Min flipping properties and buying a flashy SUV, Javier traveling to Mexico, Lon and Sophie posting about concerts and weekend getaways, while I juggled single motherhood, a demanding job, and their endless tax questions. The family reunion at Min's house was meant to be a joyful escape, a rare full gathering of cousins, aunts, uncles, and grandparents. Min suggested it over a group text, "Let's do a big barbecue for the kids." And I volunteered to help, spending days prepping faux ingredients at home, simmering beef bones overnight until the broth was rich and fragrant, chopping cilantro, green onions, and limes with Lana, helping by stirring, her small hands sticky with citrus juice. I shopped for ingredients on a tight budget, skipping my usual coffee runs to afford the beef and herbs, my kitchen smelling of star anise and ginger for days. I arrived early at Min's sprawling house in the hills, arms laden with pots and a cooler, Lana skipping beside me in her favorite sundress, her hair in pigtails. The backyard buzzed with energy, kids chasing each other around the pool, uncles manning the grill with ribs and chicken, aunts gossiping in Vietnamese over fruit platters and iced coffee. Mom hugged me tight, her floral blouse soft against me, always helping, con guy. Dad, slower since his cancer diagnosis years ago, patted Lana's head, "Good girl, just like your mom." I set up the faux station, stirring the broth as relatives complimented the aroma, my heart swelling despite the ache in my arms from carrying it all. As we ate, my pho steaming alongside barbecued meats and jasmine rice, the conversation turned to finances, a common topic in our family of strivers climbing the American ladder. Min, lounging in a patio chair, bragged about his latest property flip, made a killing, loaned money to cousins for their businesses too. Generous, right? My siblings piled on the praise. You're the best, bro. Keeping the family going, Javier said, raising his beer. Lon chimed in, yeah, Min's got us covered. When I mentioned a big audit win at work, saving a client thousands by catching a tax error, they brushed it off. That's just your job, Rach, Min said, rolling her eyes as she scrolled her phone. Not like Min's deals. Then the bombshell dropped. Min chuckled, sipping his drink. Good thing we used the home equity for that Hawaii trip last month. Rachel's share covered the flights. I froze, my spoon halfway to my mouth, the broth's warmth no match for the chill running through me. My share? I asked, voice tight. Dad's will, finalized after his death 3 years ago, had left the family home equity equally to us 5 kids, to be used for emergencies or divided later when Mom was ready to sell. I'd never touched mine, assuming it was safe for Mom's retirement or Lana's future education. Javier shrugged. We needed it more. Vacations recharge us. You're always working, no time for trips anyway. Sophie added, and those reunion costs you chipped in for? We added a bit extra, family expenses, you know. The revelation slammed into me. They'd siphoned my inheritance for their tropical getaway, double charging me for reunion costs like food and rentals. I'd already paid my share for $500 last year alone, receipts in my email. When I objected, voice rising, that's theft. I'm struggling to pay rent. Min scoffed, you're too emotional, Rach. It's family we share. Mom shushed me, her eyes pleading. Don't make a scene, con guy. We'll sort it later. The dismissal burned my work, my sacrifices, reduced to nothing. The betrayal lingered like a bad debt, eating at me as I drove home that night, Lana asleep in her car seat, the San Jose skyline blurring through my tears. At home, with Lana tucked in her bed, her stuffed bunny clutched tight, I sat at my kitchen table under the harsh fluorescent light, sifting through bank statements, old emails, and the family's shared financial records. There they were, unauthorized withdrawals from the home equity line, thousands diverted by Min and Javier for loans to cousins and personal trips, signatures mimicking Mom's during Dad's final days when she was too grief-stricken to notice. My share, $15,000, meant for Lana's future or an emergency fund, gone, while I scrimped for daycare fees, school supplies, and car repairs. The surprise deepened as I cross-checked reunion expenses. Emails showed I'd Venmo'd my portion for last year's catering, yet they'd billed me again, pocketing the extra. The math didn't lie, $2,000 in overcharges over 3 years. My free tax work? I tallied it. 15 returns annually, averaging 10 hours each at my professional rate of $150, $22, $500 unpaid over 15 years, time stolen from Lana's bedtime stories, my sleep, my sanity. The weight of it, cultural duty to family, the expectation that daughters give endlessly, had kept me silent, but this was exploitation, plain and simple. Tears fell onto my laptop as I stared at the numbers, my heart screaming, no more. Resolve replaced resentment. I spent a sleepless weekend compiling a detailed invoice, professional as any I'd send a client, itemized tax services by year, hours logged, standard rates applied, $22, $500 total. I attached receipts for double-charged reunion expenses, screenshots of bank withdrawals from my equity share, and a calm but firm note, payment due for past services and unauthorized charges. No more free work effective immediately. I emailed it to the family group. hands shaking as I hit send, knowing it would spark a storm. The backlash was immediate. Min called, voice booming, "You're breaking the family, Rachel." "This is greedy." Javier texted, "Ungrateful after all we've done?" Lon and Sophie sent passive-aggressive messages. "Didn't know you'd stoop to this." Mom called, her voice heavy, "Think of unity, con guy. Don't tear us apart." Dad's memory loomed his wish for family harmony, but I held firm, replying, "Unity doesn't mean I'm your bank. Respect my work." To protect my time, I redirected my evenings to a financial literacy workshop for single moms at the San Jose Community Center, a program I found through a coworker. I started teaching budgeting, tax basics, and saving strategies to women like me, overworked, underappreciated, balancing kids and bills. The first class, standing before 10 moms in a room smelling of coffee and hope, felt like reclaiming my voice. Lana, proud, told her teacher, "Mommy's helping ladies with money." The surprise came when cousins saw the invoice. Min had forwarded it, expecting support, but they turned on him. "Rachel's always helped us, pay her," one posted on Facebook, sparking a family group chat firestorm. Public backlash grew. Local friends, aware of my single mom grind, shared my story. She did their taxes for free, and they stole her savings? Min and Javier, shamed, sent installments, $10, 000 total, grumbling apologies. Lon and Sophie followed, covering reunion overcharges. "Mom," tearful, said, "I didn't know Rachel. I'm proud you stood up." The workshops became my sanctuary. Moms shared stories of financial strain, their gratitude fueling me. Lana drew me a picture, Mommy the teacher. Family dynamics shifted, siblings handled their own taxes, Min hired an accountant, respect slowly earned. From the overworked fixer, I became empowered, my ledger balanced, my time mine. The satisfaction? A life where my worth isn't invisible, my daughter's future secure. As Sheryl Sandberg once said, in the future, there will be no female leaders. There will just be leaders. In unseen labor, lead your own life. It inspires change. Thank you, from a soul unburdened, for hearing my tale of hidden toil and reclaimed time. If it spoke to you, like, share, subscribe for more stories of quiet strength. Your engagement empowers us all. Together, we balance the load. Until next time, count your worth.